Namaste, good morning. I'm Naveen Gurusiddaya, your self-empowerment coach. I empower people to overcome problems in their lives by enabling them go deep within. And welcome to today's episode of the Empowerment for Excellence with Naveen show. Today we have Shantera Chatman, who is here to share her empowerment story, an incident which happened a few years back in her career and made a major impact on her life. Let's hear from Shantera more about this empowerment story and what message she has got to give, which can be a very good learning for us. Shantera, good afternoon. How are you?
How are you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. So how's it going out there in US?
It's going. We are, still trying to be very careful, trying to flatten curves. I'm in one of the hot spots in Houston, Texas. So we're doing our work and trying to stay, home as much as possible.
Please take care, Shantera. My best wishes to you.
Thank you.
All right. So thank you so much for taking time out and coming on to this Empowerment for Excellence show with Naveen. Truly appreciate that.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited.
Great. Yeah, I'm equally excited to learn about this particular empowerment incident or story from your end, because this show has been telling a lot of people out there, all the viewers who watch the video, they say that, Naveen, we could relate so much to what your guests have got to share as an empowerment story, because it makes us understand that if he or she can do it, so can I. That's the encouragement people draw from this show, and that makes me more happy and encouraged as well to speak to more and more people out there like you who have got their own empowerment story to share that encourages and puts in a shot in the arm for people out there, especially in these times, who need it a lot. So thank you so much for that, and truly looking forward for this discussion, Shantera. So with that, can I ask your permission to go ahead and ask the first question?
Absolutely. Let's go.
Great. Thank you so much. So when did this empowerment incident or story happen in your life, Shantera?
I would say it's been about 6 years now since this happened to me. So still fairly recent.
Okay, so that was like 2014 time frame, if I'm not
somewhere in there. Yes.
Okay, that's nice. So, and you still remember it 6 years back, and you still remember that's must be truly powerful empowerment story. So that excites me to ask you, what was the situation like, or what was the challenge when this incident happened?
So the situation, I was working for a consulting firm, and I was told by one of the leaders of my company that the color of my skin was going to be a deterrent for her marketing me to clients. She actually used the word dangerous when she talked to me. And she said, "You're a Black person and that's dangerous." In my culture, because she was a woman of color, but from a different culture, she said, in my culture, dark skin is inferior. So I won't be using you for a lot of my clients' work. It was,
oh my God. Okay.
It was as if she was just saying, I'm going for a walk. I mean, she was truthful. She said it over a dinner. I wasn't the only one there. She said it in front of several people. And I was floored. I was floored.
Must have been a really difficult situation for you, isn't it?
It was, because not only, hearing that from, your superior, now knowing that you're probably never going to get to achieve your goals in the company because she's just told you that, but also because I was the diversity inclusion leader for the company. So she actually was okay with telling me that, and I led diversity for the entire firm.
Look at the irony. Look at the ID. Oh my God. Okay. So how did you go deep within, Shantera? Now I'm really truly inquisitive to know that. How did you go deep within?
This was hard for me because I did so much work with diversity and inclusion.
Mm-hmm.
I never thought that this kind of conversation would have happened.
Mm-hmm.
And so it actually took me a while. It took me, I would say it was about a month of me going back and forth with myself about what I wanted to do.
I can
I was
understand.
still going into the office and going to my client sites, and they
Mhm.
never even knew it was happening. But at the same time, I was coming home and crying every night.
Oh my
And
God.
and again, I have this woman's foundation. So this is not me. I'm
Yes, yes, of
empowerment.
course.
It's
Of
what
course.
I do, but I felt so defeated. And I was so sad. And it was my husband actually.
Mhm.
He said to me, he says, I'm going to say this to you. You need to listen to yourself. And I said, what do you mean? And he said, listen to the things you tell other women to do, and you need to do it yourself. You tell other women to stand up for themselves. You tell them to speak out. You tell them not to be afraid. And you
So
need to do
powerful.
that now.
So
And
powerful
so
in what you
he
said.
brought me back. He stopped the tear. As soon as he said it, it was like it was a slap. It was like that ice water that woke me up. And I said, okay. And I chose to walk away from a lawsuit because I was, in the process of speaking to lawyers.
Mhm.
And I realized I just didn't want to be there anymore. I realized that it was not in my best interest and in my best health to stay around to try to get some money from them.
Mhm.
I needed to leave as soon as I could. And I was going to leave on my terms, which meant I was able to share my entire story with
Mhm.
HR. I put it in writing.
Oh.
And then I was able to walk away with no ties to the company. And because I did not go forward with a lawsuit, I didn't have any gag orders. So I
Mhm.
was able to speak clearly about everything that's happened, even to this day.
Mhm.
So that was, my husband brought me back. He helped me to, kind of go into myself and find the courage to do what I knew I needed to do, which was to walk away from there, but also to speak up about what was going on.
Mhm. So yeah, truly remarkable, and kudos to your husband who was there at the right time to support you and pull you out of that that phase which you were unfortunately put in. That was really shocking. So how did you, once you walked out of it in such a noble way, in a manner that it was very professional of you, of not going in the wrong directions? You had the choice to do many things, but you chose the professional route, right? So that you held your head high and you exited. And when you exited, I'm sure you must have felt really proud of yourself when you exited, right?
I did. It was like the best thing ever. And I walked away and actually worked with a business partner, and we started our own consulting firm during that time.
Mhm.
And so I was able to walk away with a very large client. I got a call just out of the blue from a very large client that I'd worked for years ago that wanted me back. So I walked away in a better situation that I had been in. So it was just so rewarding to be able to walk out knowing that I had an opportunity already ready for me, that I wasn't going to miss any pay, that I was going to be doing so much better, and that I didn't have to worry about it anymore. I mean, it was like a weight literally lifted off of my shoulders.
Right, right. So talking about these 2 points, about you feeling rewarding and the sensation of weight being lifted all of your shoulders, that is that it means that you saw success in that, right? And in a way, if I could put it in my own words, it's like whatever happens for the good, because that was a major turning point in your life. So how did you feel when you saw success, when you overcame this challenging situation?
I felt like I had just ran a marathon. It was just, I did. There was this sense of relief, but also this winning feeling.
Wow.
I felt like I had won. when I was able to walk out of there, I walked out, I had the biggest smile on my face. And it wasn't because I felt like I beat them or anything. It was like, you did this the way you wanted to. You walked out of there the way you wanted, with a strong conscience. And I felt, it felt really, really good. And I tell you, that night, I probably slept better than I'd slept in months, because I wasn't worried about anything anymore.
Oh man, you actually, the way you said it, Shantera, you made me walk through that along with you. Kind of, I could visualize, you made me picture it so easily, and also relate to the horrific, the challenging problem, which was thrown right at your face. And kudos to you and your husband for having come out in such an empowering way, right? You did not rush to anybody, or you did not rush to the senior management, you did not rush to the HR like a crying baby, but you brought in that self-empowerment within you. Of course, your husband helped you. That's what loved ones do for us during challenging times. So, but you came out of it on your own, holding your head high and a big smile on your face, and you having slept so well that night. Wow, that was like, must have been an icing on the cake, isn't it?
Oh yeah, because when we don't sleep, and I mentioned my self-health, I hadn't been able to sleep for weeks, and I was exhausted, and I was like, that constant stress that was starting to weigh on me. And even my doctors were concerned, because I was just getting sick, just randomly getting sick. So I knew that it was stress. And so to be able to say that that's over, man, it was great. It was great.
And great and truly empowering, truly empowering. Thank you so much for sharing that incident. So with that, what would your message be to the viewers, Shantera?
I would say, for anyone who's going through that or a similar situation that had to do with work, the one thing that I wanted to do at first was just feed my emotion. And feeding your emotions really tends to make you make rash decisions, right? Because I did call attorneys. I did, and I realized that wasn't me. I realized that I was just feeding that anger that I felt. Yeah. So I just needed to take the time. I also would say to not be afraid to open up to someone. My husband was there, but I also have a therapist that was working with me during that time, because we were just trying to stop me from crying. I just felt like, I was so low that I cried so much that at one point I just said, okay, you're just going to have to get up and put one foot in front of another. And wonderful. That's one of the things I share with the ladies that I work with my foundation is baby steps are still steps as long as you are stepping forward and trying not to focus on what's behind you. There's a reason we don't have eyes in the back of our heads, because we shouldn't be looking back there all the time. Peeking back, getting our lessons, that's great, but moving forward is what's important. That's what I would share. And that's what I gained from that experience, is to be courageous and take the first step, and then the next one and the next one. And it may take a few days, because it's a process. It took months for me, but in the end, when you find your success, it feels so good.
Wow. Yeah, that's making me feel so good listening to that empowering story of yours. And I'm sure that, not looking back, looking ahead, step by step, taking your own time, but ultimately making it really successful, and making it a way of life for you to get on successfully with the new endeavors in life, right? That's what that empowerment does for us. And the way you empowered yourself, I'm sure people who are watching this can relate to it so well right now, because we see many people are losing jobs, many people are losing businesses. So your story is so compatible with the trouble out there. And I'm sure that people can get a lot of empowering thoughts within, so that they come out with a lot of unleashing of potentials and head on in life ahead. Thank you so much, Shantera. That's so nice of you to take your time out and invest in such a empowering discussion and sending out such a strong and powerful message out there to all the viewers. So thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you for allowing me to share. I mean, this is one of those things that I just love to, it's an experience I had that I'm glad that I'm able to help others through my experience. So I appreciate you so much for that. Thank you.
Pleasure's all mine. Thank you so much, Shantera. You take care. Let's be in touch. Stay
Bye.
safe, stay blessed. Thanks a lot.
You
Bye-bye.
too. Bye.